So, I mean, that was one fun, but where did you start going to abroad and stuff? I mean, was you doing that within the BDO, or was you or did you?
No. What we would done was my mate. When I was playing for Kent, I got to know a bloke called Dave Stevenson, Steve-O, as we know. Everybody knows him as Steve-O. He come into a little bit of money, and he said to me, I didn't really know him that well. He was always steer clear of him. He's a bit dodgy, you know, like he was one of them.
We've all got one of them, mate.
Yeah,
get whatever you need for 50 quid.
Yeah. Honestly, he's an absolute diamond of a bloke. So he just sort of comes up to me. I was playing the best in Kent, because you had Fordham was playing for Kent at the time.
Yeah.
You had a bloke called Ian Carpenter, who's another good player. Mickey Norris in 1977, who was the world champion, was playing for Kent. Kent had a great side. So he just comes up to me one day and he said, fancy going all around the world? I'll pay for it. We'll go 50-50 on whatever you win. He said, one stipulation, you got to play pairs with me. And he was crap, right? Not crap,
but
not world class. You know, he was like County B on a good day, I suppose. You know, he was all right. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I had no way that I was ever going to do anything like this. So it was like an absolute. You know, I'd have bit his arm off.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we started this journey. We went all around the world. We went to Australia, which I won the Pacific Masters. We went to we went Vegas and Laughlin and Los Angeles and Boston and everywhere. And that's when on one of their trips, it was like on the second year of air trips, because I got into the world rankings. This is where the PDO comes again. Obviously your end goal is the world championships,
of course,
isn't it? Yeah. And we got enough points. What with me being an England international and winning the Pacific Masters, and I won the Gold Cup, British Gold Cup.
Yeah.
And a few other things, give me enough points that put me into the 31, 32 in the world.
Yeah.
I double checked, I'm in. So this is the year before the split.
Right.
So it comes to late November, and no phone call, no letters, they're leaving it a bit tight here. Checked again, I'm definitely in this, you know. I think I was 31 or 32 with Ronnie Baxter. Me and Ronnie Baxter were down the bottom there, because Ronnie was just sort of starting out then, you know. And because the World Championships used to be on BBC Two, and used to play over the Christmas period.
Yes.
And then have Christmas Day, Boxing Day off, and then start again.
Yeah.
And then the World Champion would be crowned like on the 2nd of January, wasn't it? Something like that. So, comes the first week of December, nothing. I am definitely in this. I know I am. Anyway, then the BDO made an announcement, because Eric and Jockey hadn't qualified that year. Right. They decided to do 2 wild cards. So instead of they just chucked us out.
Wow.
Yeah, I never got no phone call, we moved the goalposts or a sweetener of some kind.
Yeah. Just unlucky, mate.
Yeah, the letter never came. And I thought, what? Nah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit naughty.
That is, yeah. And then obviously, what happened from there? Yeah. Because there was turmoil within the BDO with things, and
I mean, I wasn't privy to. See, I've always kept myself to myself.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in with the big ranks then. I was just about squeezed in 31, 32, whatever. When the split happened, the 14 players went.
Yeah.
It was 14, wasn't it? Not 16, it was 14, I think.
Yeah, because Mike Gregory came back.
Yeah, he came back. Like, 14 went, which obviously catapulted me. Yeah. I was world number 4 overnight. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Never been on television.
No.
Never been on television, world number 4. Cool. So in the embassy the next year, definitely in that time, you know.
Yeah, there must have been something going on if it wasn't.
Same again. I wasn't ready, you know, and I played. I drew an actual Kent player,
right,
who I'd beaten on multiple occasions. A bloke called Meatloaf, they called him Meatloaf, because he had this big puffy shirt on.
Did he look to the side when he threw?
Steve McCullum.
Is that the one that when he thought?
He used to sort of look to the side.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. But there's been a clip. I mean, you get clips on when you follow darts on multiple YouTube and whatnot. And I've seen a clip of a Japanese or Chinese who's a soft tip player, and she'll bring a dart back. And she closes her eyes. Closes her eyes, and then I mean, there's a glance to the left, and then, that's what's the beautiful about this game.
Obviously, we didn't till the camera's on. You don't realise people do this, do you? No. You know, I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah.
He was in the Kent A side. I beat. I'm not saying he'd never beaten me, but I used to beat him quite often. But he was ready for that. That was his chance. And I was like, well, number 4, and they all thought I was going to do this and that. And nah.
It wasn't your time yet.
Yeah, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
And what was it like to go on that lakeside stage? I mean, I've never had the opportunity, but I've spoken to players who have played on that stage, and I mean, you didn't have walk-on music then, was it? It was like there was some kind of
Lord.
But there was some fanfare music or something.
Yeah, you used to get
was it
the elephant or something?
Nelly the elephant.
you get a burst of Nelly the elephant for about 4 or 5 seconds and walk on. But I preferred that to these bloody walk-ons and all that. Well, they're signing autographs now. No, not for me.
I get on there. Play me dead.
Get on and get off. Yeah, that's it. So. And in the old days and all, you used to go to the World Championships, and there'd be more people in the back room than there was sitting in the back room. It's packed. You say, can I get my friend in? I bought my next door neighbour and the dogs and the ferrets and everyone. Can they all come? Yeah. And it was packed in there.
I can imagine.
And you're trying to practice, and everyone keeps bending your ear roll and sign this and.
It's the circus has come to town, essentially. Yeah.
And it was it was a free for all.
I mean, that whole complex. I've been to the lakeside with work because I used to work for Krispy Kreme, the donut place, and their headquarters was in Frimley Green. So I went down there to do the training. So you have the main auditorium. You've got the International Hotel, which is like round the corner, and then there's another hotel so you had that was your posh hotel, and then you had another one, and then you had some like workers' lodges round the back, and then you had the sports bar, and it was like Bob's Bar or something. Yeah. And I remember it's like, so I'm just walking around, being a darts fan, I walked into the main, and the first thing I went, it's tiny. I thought that, because you see it on camera and you think, God,
it was small in there.
And you see like I call it cookie cutters, like into the ceiling with the chandeliers in the ceiling. Yeah. And then I walked into the other part, and I was in the main hotel, so I was like just having a nosy round, and saw the lake, and I've heard stories of people throwing their darts in the lake, and someone said, if you went in there with a magnet, you'd make an absolute killing, with all the players' darts and everything in there. Yeah. And then walked into the other bar, and you had to go upstairs, so I was just having a practice. I brought my darts with me, of course, like having a practice, and then I turn around and I see Bob Potter there, and he's like slumped on a chair asleep.
Invisible sod on him,
But it was just, you go to that, and it said when you're driving in, like the world of home, the home of world darts and everything, and then you go there and you just go, and it's not in a negative way, but because I've built it up that much, because you see it on TV year in, year out, and all them great games that have been on there. We've mentioned, Gregory and Taylor, and the 87 with Bristow and Lowe. And you just see all these amazing games, and then you actually walk in and you see the room, you go,
Well, I think the Circus Tavern's smaller.
Yes,
it's actually smaller. There, but they gone up proper upstairs.
Yes,
but the lakeside was Yeah, it was pretty. It needed. He never did spend any money on it.
Of course,
he
didn't.
I think it was done up in the '60s, and that's how it stayed.
Brian Potter's based on Bob Potter.
Yeah.
From Phoenix Knights.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's the. You know, and but yeah, you go. It just needs a lick of paint, mate. That's it. You know, you'll be fine. But you know, I mean. It's like you see the railings with the old like gas lamps.
That's it.
He's just like
that's it. Yeah, and chicken and chips. That's all they did over in the corner. Chicken and chips, chicken in a basket. Like it was
chicken in a basket.
And of course,
I'd already played there.
I'd already played there because England played there.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'd already played there. So I was used to the stage, and I'd won on that stage.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the start. I tell you what I did find with the BDO was their stage setup. They used to have 2 chalkers on either side, right?
And the
and the board used to come along, and then it used to go in like all this felt board used to go in, and it was like a bit of a tunnel effect. And I always found it long.
Right.
It must have been
an optical illusion.
Long. Yeah, it was an optical illusion. I used to struggle with it. Yeah, when they joined the PDC, they do a flat setup.
Yes.
Completely flat. Beautiful. It feels like you can touch the board. I'm sure that's why they all play so well.
Yeah.
But the BDO always had this tunnel thing.
Yeah.
And I always struggled with it.
I mean, you look at some of the. I mean, as I watch some of the older clips, you know, just for knowledge and just to have a look at what darts was then, and I mean you see some of the setups where you've got it's like a panel on a panel and it comes out and he's just going, how could you concentrate on that, you know, with some of the setups like but as you say, the simple is better, and you know what the PDC stage crew do now is a tremendous job. It looks $1 million, but it's best for the players, and that's fundamentally what it's about. Whereas I mean, you see the the WDF set up now, you know, with all the lights and everything. It's like you've got more things putting you off than. I mean, I find that really hard to concentrate on. But you know, it's horses for horses.
If you play enough of it, you get used to it. You know, like. But same with the BDO thing as well. Yeah, again, I don't only slag them off because nobody would be where they are.
No, that wouldn't be exactly.
You know, but it just what it was at the time. And it got a bit of a dinosaur, and the PDC, it had to change. Something had to give, because at the time, so I wasn't privy to the split.
No.
You had these 14 players. Apparently there was phone calls going round and various. I think they beefed it up a bit. The old their professionals put their livelihood on the line. 6 or 7 of them did, but and all the rest of them had full-time jobs.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really and I reckon if it had gone tits up within a year, they'd have all gone back. They'd have had them back. But 2 years down the line, when it was all starting to get successful, that's when it all started to get really bitter, and the court cases and everything, because it was the WDC at first.
Yeah.
And then because of the court case, they had to change their name twice. There was
World Darts Council,
then World Darts Corporation,
yeah,
and then Professional Darts Corporation.
Right.
Yeah. So they had 3 name changes, and so I had. The story was when I was doing this round the world trip with Steve-O, who was on their second started their second tour, and the PDC were there, so they got banned everywhere.
Yeah.
So I was still not in their little. I was
bubble. Yeah.
World number 4, BDO, playing shit on television. I actually had another tournament when the PDC started having stuff on Sky. The WDC is then.
Because they opened with the Larder Classic, didn't they?
Yeah, they had the Larder Classic. They had the Samson batteries thing. And the World Championship. I think because Gregory won the Larder Classic.
That was on the Quadro board, wasn't it? No, that was Equal Darts.
Yeah.
That was the Equal Darts
Equal Darts. I played in that once. Well, I didn't make the television. I lost to Jockey in the qualifiers of that. But anyway, we're in Canada, and they got barred. And there was players coming up to me beforehand saying, WDC, didn't you get a phone call? Didn't they ask you? I said, no one asked me to join. The people, they rung me and said, and I'm thinking, you ain't as good as me. Why are they ringing you? You know, like. Anyway, I've always, my whole life, as we'll find out, always been out the loop, me, you know, because I just keep myself to myself. They think I'm stick of the dump, you know. Anyway, so we're in Canada, we're in Toronto playing, so certain countries let the band players play. Certain countries said to the WDF, no, fuck you, we're going to let them play. Canada, America, Switzerland, Germany. There was a few that wouldn't, and a few that would. So we're in Canada. So the Canadian Open would have been 4 ranked by the Canadian points. You'd have ADO American points, WDF points, and WDC points on it. So Kevin Spewlett comes up to me, who was one of the original 14. He comes up to me, he said, do you know why it's called, I mean, they was all like sitting together at his table. He said to me, do you know why it's called WDC? And I went, he said, do you know what it stands for? I said, no. He went, Wads, Dosh and Cash. Yeah, because we were all playing for peanuts then. Yeah. And we all thought, of course, they must be getting some money anyway. So then Graham Stoddart, who's not one of the 14, but there was about 3 or 4 players that sort of went with them. Stoddart, Denny Smith.
Yes.
An Irishman called Tom Kirby.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a couple of others, just to sort of make the numbers up. Yeah. So there was like the original 14 plus 5 or 6 others. I'd known Graham. Graham's a nice player. I ended up playing pairs with Graham for a few years, and great, lovely bloke, Graham. He has a word with me, and he says to me, you ought to join this. He said, do you want to come? He said, they got a tournament in a couple of weeks. He said, you get 850 quid just for turning up, which was unheard of. I thought you're going to get 500 quid for the World Championships. Yeah. Right? Hey? He said, yeah, it's called the World Match Play. It's going to be in Blackpool, first one they've ever had. There's going to be 32 players in it, and you get 850 quid just for turning up. Christ. So, I mean, I was a bit like, I didn't give it. You know, we had no affiliate. Even though I was world number 4, we had no television there was no prospects to it. No. That's why the original split happened.
Of course, yeah. They lost all the darts on TV.
Yeah, so I thought, well, I've got nothing to stay for. I've played for England, been there, got the T-shirt. It doesn't bother me, you know. I'm patriotic, but, you know, it don't pay my mortgage, so no. I thought, so my Steve-O was with me. I said to Steve-O, arrange me a meeting with Dick Alex and Tommy Cox. Right? Yeah. So as Graham Stoddart talked to me, he said, it's great. He said, we're all one big happy family, everyone. As he's saying that, Phil Taylor jumps across the table and grabs Keith Teller around the neck. And they're rolling around the floor. And he's fucking wow. And they're all pulling each other on. I said, one big happy family. What it was, really, you had about, out of those 14 players, you had about 5 or 6 world champions.
Yes.
And they were all sort of establishing a pecking order, really, because Phil had only won 1 at the time. Yeah. Yeah, so... 2,
it'd be 2 at that time.
Yeah, you can imagine them all sitting there, all thinking they're top dog, and, you know, and Eric winding them all up, you know, and...
the social hand grenade, that is Eric Bristow,
and
just walk away.
And I thought, one big happy family, are you sure? Honestly, so, Phil had him round the throat. Anyway, so... I had to go up to an hotel room, and there's Dick Alex and Tommy Cox there. So they said, are you interested in joining the WDC? I went, right. I said, apparently you've got this world match play coming up. Yes, it's a new tournament. I said, I'll sign if I'm in that. If I'm in that, because I'm not in your system, am I?
No.
I'm not in your system at all. Anyway, they're shuffling bits of paper in. I've done the old BDO thing. You went, I think you're number 32. I said, how can I be number 32? I ain't even played in any of your tournaments. Like, no. He was just shuffling these bits of paper around.
Carry the one.
So I said, so I'm in. If you sign here, you're in. I went, right, shook hands, signed on the dotted line, went down, saw Steve-O. I said, I'm a WDC player. Oh yeah? I went, yeah. He went, you know I'm not coming with you. He said, that's going to be the end of us. He said, because they've got nothing for a player. Well, he's honest, really. They've got nothing for me, you know.
Yeah.
So I went, yeah, you know, so really, I had to start earning some money because my sponsor had gone.
Yeah.
You know, or find another sponsor or whatever. But so that's when me and Steve-O sort of parted. You know, all on good terms.
Yeah.
And that.
All amicable.
I hope you do well, and
yeah,
that's me and you done. So he actually started up doing Andy Fordham after, and he won the world championship. So so anyway, so I joined the WDC, went to the World Match Play. Like I said, never played well on television, and I got to the semi-final. I drew an American called Sean Downs.
Okay.
Then I think I had Dennis Smith.
Yeah. Who had a very unique style.
Yeah. He's hard to play, Dennis.
Yeah.
I played him a couple of months ago, and he dropped his dart behind me last year it was. I didn't hear him drop his dart, and I went for a double, and I stepped back, and I trod on his fingers. Broke his fingers.
Wow.
Anyway, I won.
Yes. Due to forfeit, I think.
Anyway, I was finding my television legs. And I thought, I do like this, I like this. And it's getting more confident, you know.
The more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. Yeah.
And when I beat Bob, I thought, because Bob's an absolute legend of the game.
Yeah.
World champion, 4 or 5 times world master. If you can beat him, you know, you beat anybody. So I beat him, I was on top of the world. And then I had some cheesy American, who I thought was a cheesy American, but he wasn't. Yeah. Larry Butler in the semi-final. And because the Americans, they used to bulk their tournaments out with Americans in the early days to make up the 32.
Yeah.
There was
Steve Brown,
Jim Whitmore, Steve Brown, Tony Payne, Jerry Umberger, Dave Kelly, Roger Carter.
And it also gave it a more international.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, it was a bit. Yeah, you had the Irishman in there. You had Tom Kirby, the only Irishman for about 10 years. Then you had loads of Americans, a couple of Canadians. Yeah. And so they had to sort of bulk it out. You know.
Yeah.
You had this exodus of Americans coming over every tournament, and a lot of them didn't have a very good run. You know, but Larry Butler, I think it was his first television tournament as well.
Yeah.
And I thought, God, if I can get past him, I've already got some American. I've already beaten one.
Yeah.
Oh no, he was doing it. I don't know. He was. They used to interview him, and he was always on his bed meditating. It was all a bit of a mind.
Yeah.
It was a mind games thing. And but he played brilliant. He played absolutely brilliant.
And he played brilliant in that final against Dennis Priestley as well. I mean. Yeah. Dennis Priestley, you know, that's slow, and it's not. That's just how he threw. You know, he's just got one speed. But that's his way of throwing. But Larry Butler on that week
he was untouchable.
Yeah,
and I played. Me and the wife went to. She went to see Aretha Franklin like a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and I went to the Choo Choo Chattanooga Classic. They play it on a ferry boat on the Mississippi.
Wow.
Yeah, this tournament, an old converted ferry boat. I saw Larry there, and he said to me, he said, I'm not just saying this. He said, you was the hardest game that I had, because I think it was something like 8-all or 7-all or something like that, and I left a double, and he took it 125. I think he was 25, 60 tops or something like that. And then he sort of kicked on from there. Yeah. He said, if I hadn't took out that 125, he said, I'm not sure how that game would have gone, you know, because he was going like leg for leg. And he said, Dennis in the final, he said, I just didn't have a nervous bone in my body. He said, but you in the semi, he said, I'm not saying that because you're here. He said, you was the game, get over you, and I knew I'd won it, you know.
Wow.
So.
But, I mean, what a way to start this with. I mean, we've spanned a couple of decades, England call-ups, and Lakesides and the splits, and you know, and now we're into the.
It's an absolute roller coaster.
Yeah, and we've only just begun. So I think that'd be a perfect place to finish, where you know we've gone into the WDC at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, soon to be changed again, but Shayne Burgess, it's been an absolute pleasure, and looking forward to the next one.
All right, yeah.